Hey everybody, I'm Bill, the Hill Country Prepper, and I want you to be informed so that you can be prepared. In my videos, I discuss things that are going on in the world that I think you need to be aware of so that you can better be prepared yourself and for your family for things to come. If that's important to you, please keep watching. Now, we're all being played as a bunch of fools. If you have a certain opinion about the most recent election results, or if you have a contrary view to the origin of the current bug that's going around, or perhaps you believe that the recent mandates are an overreach and a power grab by those in control, or maybe you just voice your constitutional right to freedom of speech, it could be that you're one of those people that Prime Minister Trudeau says has an unacceptable view. If you fall into any of these boxes, you just might as well consider yourself one of America's top domestic threats. Hey, if you guys find this information interesting, why don't you go ahead and press down on that thumbs up and give this video a like. And if you're not a subscriber yet, why not? Go ahead and subscribe right now. And hit that notification bell too. That way you'll get notified each and every time I upload some new content. So go ahead and do that right now. Now this week, the Department of Homeland Security released another National Terrorism Advisory Bulletin. And according to the bulletin, we are under a heightened threat environment. Here's how it reads. The proliferation of false or misleading narratives which sow discord or undermine public trust in the U.S. government institutions. For example, there is widespread online proliferation of false or misleading narratives regarding unsubstantiated, widespread election fraud and COVID-19. That's what the bulletin says. That's the number one item. That's the top threat today. Not foreign terrorists who are flooding across our southern border, not jihadists or anarchists that have been encamped in this country for decades. It's not nuclear war. It's nothing to do with nuclear proliferation or the threat that's going on over between Ukraine and Russia or China and Taiwan. No, that's not it. It's misinformation and conspiracy theorists. That's the number one domestic threat today. Do you need another example of how we're being played as a bunch of fools? Here's one. How about CNN's medical expert, Dr. Leanna Wen, coming out and saying that we can all relax on the COVID restrictions because the science has changed? What? The science has changed? What are you talking about? Science doesn't change, at least not real science. Maybe the science that they're spouting about changes, but science doesn't change. Science is a systematic, logical approach to understanding how things in our world work. Science is knowledge based upon demonstrable and reproducible facts. Science is based on facts. It's not based upon opinions or what somebody prefers it to be. It's not based upon someone's preference. So if the science has changed, according to Dr. Wen, it's simply that the opinion has changed. That's all. And it's changed because the U.S. polls shows the Democrats tanking all across the board. And this is leading up to the midterm elections. They're going to get clobbered, and they know it. Now what this is damage control on their part. And what about all those recent libtards that have been out flaunting their superiority and ignoring their own mandates? Stacey Abrams just recently down in Georgia, for example. AOC from New York, who went down to Florida for her recent vacation. Remember, it's rules for thee, not for me. I recently uploaded some content on this, and I'll put this up here for you to see. But keep watching for right now. And this has been going on for the last 2 years. You got Fauci at the baseball game. You got Pelosi out getting her hair done. You got Governor Newsom, Sleepy Joe, Obama himself, and so many others, they're out getting caught doing what they're telling us not to do. That there alone should tell you that we're being played for a bunch of fools. What examples have you guys seen of these hypocrites saying one thing and then going off and doing another, doing just the exact opposite? Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you've seen and how you feel about it. And how about that liberal hack man, James Carville? He's called on the government to ban those who are not taking the jab from traveling from state to state. He wants to ban interstate travel here in the United States. He also wants it to be legal for people who have received either the Moderna, the Pfizer, or the J&J to physically attack those who have not. Now here's what Carville recently said on a podcast before calling unvaxxed Americans pieces of shit and saying, "I just want to punch you in the GD face." That's classy. Oh, and Joe Rogan is bad for something he said a decade ago, but Carville can go on the podcast and say this, and that's fine. Here's what Carville said. "I wish what they'd do is pass a law to make you immune from liability if you punch some unvaccinated person right in the face, which I'd really like to do." Hey, Jimmy boy, you come right on down to Texas and I'll give you the first swing, okay? And on the wokeness front, there's a school in Rhode Island that is telling the kids that if they're going to be handing out Valentines Day cards next week to their classmates, that to make sure that the cards are not specifically for only boys or specifically for only girls. And for crying out loud, don't hand out any Valentine's Day cards that just have white people on them. Seriously, that's what they're saying. Can you believe that? Now, don't most Valentine's Day cards have hearts and cute little sayings on them anyway? Why do you got to tell me what kind of card to give to a classmate, for crying out loud? And you don't think you're being played for a bunch of fools yet? I certainly beg to differ. Hey, and you guys watch this video next for more information on how you can be informed so that you can be prepared. Hill Country Prepper. Thanks.